Is your content just getting lost in a sea of text? Yeah, I get it. Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to break down exactly how you can use some pretty simple AI techniques to create stunning visual elements for your content. And the best part? You don't need a design team and it only takes a few minutes. Okay, let's just dive right in.
So, let's be real for a second. This is the core problem we're all up against. In today's world, if your content is just a giant wall of text, you're fighting an uphill battle. I mean, think about it. Some studies show the average person only spends about 15 seconds on a text-only page. Engagement just tanks, people bounce, and your whole message, it's just gone. It's a constant struggle, right? But what if I told you there was a better way? A way to create visuals that look totally professional. Videos, infographics, you name it, almost instantly. And you can do it with tools you can access right now, many of them for free. Well, that's exactly what we're about to cover. Think of this as your shortcut to content that people actually want to look at, and that ranks higher.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with why this is such a huge deal for SEO right now. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, creating data visuals, turning articles into videos, and generating infographics. And then we'll wrap it all up with a super simple action plan, the pitfalls to watch out for, and the one competitive edge this gives you that almost nobody is talking about.
Okay, so first things first, why is this so critical? Especially right now? Well, it's because search itself is changing. You know those AI overviews that are showing up at the top of Google? The ones that give you the answer right away? Well, those generative search engines are actively looking for and favoring content that has a mix of media. So if you're not in this game, you're kind of already falling behind.
Let's start with our first practical technique. We're going to turn boring old data into clean, professional charts. And no, you can forget about wrestling with complicated spreadsheets or paying for expensive software. We're going to do this in just a couple of minutes with one simple but powerful prompt.
Now, take a look at this prompt. The amazing thing here is just how simple it is. This is the exact command you can just copy and paste into something like ChatGPT. You give it the numbers, you tell it the style you want, and here's the key. You ask it to format the data as a table first. It's literally that easy.
And bam! This is what you get. This clean, professional-looking bar chart was generated from that simple prompt in just 3 minutes. It's accurate, it looks great, and it's ready to just drop right into your article. This is the kind of power we're talking about. So, here's the real magic. This has a 2-for-1 benefit. For your human readers, it makes the data way easier to understand. But for search engines, it's a goldmine. They can actually read and index the data from the chart, especially when you include that little data table the AI made. It's a total win-win for engagement and SEO.
All right, let's move on to our next trick. We're going to take your existing articles and, with basically one click, turn them into engaging narrated videos. And we're going to use a free tool from Google to do it, called NotebookLM.
And why is video such a big deal? Well, just look at this number. According to a study from Weisel, a staggering 89% of businesses are now using video as a marketing tool. Video isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's an absolute must.
And check out how incredibly simple this is. You just follow these 5 steps. Upload your article, click one button, pick a style you like, and in about 5 to 7 minutes, poof, you have a downloadable video. The AI does everything. The script, the visuals, even the voiceover. It's really that straightforward. Okay, so now you've got this cool video. Where should you put it? Well, try placing it right after your intro to hook people right away, or use it as a powerful summary at the very end. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Always include a text transcript. It's great for accessibility, and it gives search engines more good stuff to crawl. On to technique number 3. This is about turning your best articles into a shareable goldmine. We're going to unlock all that value that's just sitting there on your content and transform it into beautiful infographics that people actually want to share. This prompt you see right here, this is your key. You're just asking the AI to break down your article into a few key parts. Give each part a headline, a couple of bullet points, and maybe an icon suggestion. The AI does all the heavy lifting of structuring it, giving you a perfect blueprint to use in a tool like Canva.
And listen, don't just make one version and call it a day. The real pro move is to repurpose that one infographic for every platform. A tall one for your blog, a square one for Instagram. You can even break it into individual slides for a carousel post. Each one of those is another asset out there working for you.
Okay, so we've covered the how-to. Now let's talk about actually doing it. This section is your practical guide to getting started.
with a simple checklist and, maybe more importantly, the common mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. Here's your 5-step plan. It's super simple. First, just look at your top-performing articles. That's where you'll get the biggest bang for your buck. Pick one with a lot of data and make a chart. Test out NotebookLM on another one. Try to make one infographic a month. Then just watch what happens to your metrics.
But you gotta be careful. The first big pitfall is what I like to call over-automation syndrome. Please do not blindly publish what the AI gives you. Always check it. I once saw an AI chart that showed a company's revenue going down when it was actually going up. That's a tiny mistake that could have a huge impact on credibility. Yikes.
The second pitfall, and it's a big one, is forgetting about mobile. That beautiful complex infographic might look incredible on your big desktop monitor, but if it's completely unreadable on a phone screen, you've pretty much just wasted your time. Always check your visuals on a phone.
And here's exactly why that matters so much. That number, 60%, that's roughly how many searches now happen on mobile devices. So if your content isn't optimized for that majority, you're missing out on a huge chunk of your audience. Simple as that.
And finally, don't forget about accessibility. Using alt text for your images, providing transcripts for videos, making sure your colors have good contrast. This isn't just about being inclusive. It's also a direct signal to search engines that you're providing a high-quality experience, and that absolutely impacts your SEO. So let's say you put this plan into motion, and you're carefully avoiding all those pitfalls. What's the real long-term payoff? Well, this brings us to the ultimate competitive edge, something really powerful that most people overlook. It's called the compound effect.
Here's how it works. It's pretty simple. Visuals make people stay on your page longer. That extra time on your page signals to Google that your content is high quality and people like it, so your rankings start to improve. Better rankings bring in more traffic, and that leads to even better engagement signals. It's this powerful, positive feedback loop that just keeps building on itself.
And that brings us to the final question. We've shown you the tools, most of which are free. We've given you the exact prompts that are proven to work. The potential upside for your traffic, for your engagement, it's huge. So the only real question left is, what's stopping you from starting today?